All right, that's enough time on the football field. Let's head over to the soccer and field hockey fields from this week. Now, the Henlopen has seen a few really good teams this year for soccer. Cape and Milford each had long unbeaten streaks to start the year, but something's got to give. Now, this game from last night, Milford fell to Cape Henlopen. Two things to take away. Fernando Flores is a very good goaltender for the Bucks.
Yep,
and Carden Benjamin is a force to be reckoned with for the Vikings. He had 4 goals last night and their 4-0 win at Milford.
Yeah, Milford was 7-0 on the season. This was the first time they've lost this year, and the second time that Benjamin has scored 4 times in a game this year, not to be confused with Benjamin Carden, of course, who is the senator for Maryland in Congress. All right, just want to make a little political pun there. And speaking of Cape Henlopen, they also saw their unbeaten record come to an end this week. Caesar Rodney has historically been a top soccer program in the Henlopen North. They fell to Slasiam in the finals 2 years ago, off to a slow start this year, but they have won 4 of their last 5 games by shutouts, and this was one of them. And you're seeing Benjamin once again right here on the corner kick. Riders kept him at bay all night. Very impressive by the Rider defense.
Yeah, showing how important defense is. Obviously, a 4-0 win for Cape Henlopen it is also a 4-0 loss during the week. But at the end of the day, the unbeatens got to fall, and that's exactly what happened this week. Now, to the Bayside, Decatur has been one of the top squads this season. They dominated from the opening whistle in their match earlier this week. Now, Sean O'Halloran scores just 3 minutes into this game against Easton. He finished with 2 goals on the road, and you may have heard Brogan Eastlak's name a few times, not only last year, but this year as well. That's because he's a kicker for the football team. He's had a couple of goals in this game as well. Look at that kick.
Yep, the senior is a 4-star kicker recruit in football. I think there's a clear top 4 in the Bayside and boys soccer this year. Decatur, Parkside, Bennett, and Kent Island. And honestly, all 4 of them, they can beat each other any given day. Any one of those teams can win.
That's what you like to see. That's what you don't want one team to
It's going to be a fun end to the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now to girls soccer. Queen Anne's at Bennett. This was a matchup of 2 unbeatens this week. They were scoreless for a while in this one. These are 2 of the top 4 teams in girls soccer in the Bayside Conference. Bennett finally would break through with a late goal from Sadie Wilkins as the Clippers would win this matchup 1-0. So like I said, another 4 teams that are in the elite tier, this time in girls soccer in the Bayside. And you see the goal right there by Sadie.
Yeah, now here's another one of those 4 elites right there. Kent Island on the road at Parkside. The Bucks kept all the pressure on them all afternoon on the Rams. And even though Parkside is a 500 team, they not only hung around, they were able to score a couple goals on the Bucks. In the end, Abigail Mahaffey and her team would get the win on the road. She scored 2 scores in the first half, including this missile at the top of the cage.
Yep. So great win for Kent Island as they win 5-2. Let's move on to hockey now. Pocomoke, they're the 2-time defending state champions in 1A and MPSSAA. Pocomoke getting out to an early lead thanks to a goal from their senior leader, Dakota Trader. She seems to be in on everything for the Warriors now that Marley McDormand is with Salisbury University field hockey. Trader, number 1 on the screen, a midfielder for the Warriors. There's Kendall Rayfield, who wound up and blasted a bounding ball that went into the cage. And Pocomoke defeats Bennett. I think the Warriors have a chance to three-peat this year, Devin.
Yeah, it was a tough early schedule, but they always seem to get better as the season goes along, and that's the reason why they are the state champs 2 times over. Now, let's finally take some time to recognize how good Jordan Holloman is for Delmarva field hockey.
We could do this every week.
Yeah, that's my player to watch for the fall season. Not only is she trying to step in for big sister Josie, but she also has been so impressive, scoring 8 times in 1 game yesterday when they took on one of their opponents on the road. I think that's, who did they play? That's Delmar taking on Kent Island. Thank you. Yeah, she was a monster. That score was 1-0 at halftime, and then in the second half, she's like, you know what? I figured out the Bucks defense. Let me just score as much as I want to. 3 goals in a row, and she finished with 8. She's got 43 goals in 10 games so far on this young season.
Yeah, and hats off to Layla Brown as well. She was the one that scored the other Delmar goal yesterday.
There's got to be somebody.
Jordan Holloman is a top 10 player in her junior class, already committed to University of Maryland to join Josie and Macy Bradford, who left Delmar last year.
Now, when we come back from the break, we'll have more news and weather coming up. Just stick with us. This is Delmarva Sports Insider.
Hey, my name is E. Alexander Brooks. I'm representing the University of Maryland Eastern Shore men's golf team, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.